Welcome to the bad boy pod, talking bad boy bards, make a good girl nuts with the bad boy swag. Having conversations that a bad boy mad, sit down, relax, kick back, have a blast, enjoy the bad boy pod, brought to you by Lady Parts.
Bless you, friend.
Way to sneeze. Oh, a bunch of different reactions. Bless you.
Way to sneeze was so bitchy.
Way to sneeze, bitch. Wow.
I mean, he deserves a little nicer than that.
I don't know. He had kind of a weird
He's just
week.
getting that phlegm out, you know?
Thanks for having the weirdest week ever. See, I made fun of him and he goes in his cave now.
Yeah, he's going into his cave. I can't believe he can just, like, squeeze on in there.
He loves squeezing on in there. Should I give him a
my
bigger
name
one?
is Diane.
My name is Diane.
Should you give him what?
A bigger one? There's one that's even bigger.
No, he likes it.
He likes the womb feel.
Yeah, I think he loves... We're talking... Fran has an eyeball.
We'll put it in the Slimer.
Yeah,
He's
put
a big
Fran's
eyeball.
eyeball in the Slimer. Why not? You know, live a little bit.
He loves to... It's like a felt... Why am I still eating these and crunching on... I'm sorry, it's a test.
It's
I'll
the
stop.
testicle. You're allowed to eat pistachios in the testicle. We
I'll
were
stop
talking
after
about... Can we talk about the incense on the pod?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
At Julia's old place in the She-Hole, she burned incense all the time.
Constant incense.
And she just brought it up. And Loki was accusing me of not having a huge confrontation with her about it.
I was low key. I was accusing her of not having a conversation. I was like, why did no one tell me it smelled like a thrift store in my house?
I mean, and it did,
No one
but
said shit.
I just got used to it. And I would never assume that you did not know that it smelled
Crunching
like
my
that.
ass off. You would assume, but I was really nose blind.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, it never smelled like cat, but it did smell like...
Nag Champa.
Exactly. My name is Diane, for sure.
My name is Diane, and my poopery is Nag Champa.
Is geranium. It was actually geranium.
I thought that it was geranium.
Yeah, they were geranium incense.
I thought it was to, like, cover up the weed smell.
It was slightly to do that. But the thing is, like, you don't really realize how many layers it puts on your home.
Sure.
Many layers. Carlos used to think that that was Fran's scent. Because Fran smelled like my home. Can you imagine what Fran's poor body looks like on the inside? Because of all my incense usage. I blame myself.
I never really thought about it.
Yeah. Any of the problems that he had in the last, like, 2-3 years, I bet it was all from incense usage.
There were a few times I walked in there where I was like, oh, whoa, that's she lit a fresh one. But most of the time, it just sort
That's
of...
what my name is Diane.
it just sort of smelled like how it smelled, you know?
It smelled like how it smelled.
It smelled like how it smelled.
I think about how I couldn't open the door when I peed there. And that's probably the greatest curse of that place. My greatest joy is doing that.
Because it was an inward swinger.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It was an inward... You know what? Why didn't I hire someone to make it an outdoor swinger? Why is that?
Do you pee with the door open when Carlos is here?
No.
Yeah, me neither.
Just when he's not here.
Well, sometimes...
And it's so nice. It feels like such a little treat.
If I know that Jerry's, like, occupied doing something, I'll pee with the door open.
Nice.
Or if he's in, like... Yeah, if he's in a place and the door is closed, I feel safe to pee with the door open.
If it's like a 6 a.m. aroma and friends like, meow.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm going to deal with this and I'm going to take a
Also
slightly ajar pee.
If you're like, this is going to be a quick one. A
Quick one,
slightly
TM.
ajar pee.
This is what the doctor ordered.
Yeah, it's definitely on that prescription pad for Diane, of course.
Wow.
It is sort of a nice little luxury, but I would literally, the thought of doing it in someone else's home, that's like unhinged behavior.
I always think about, I mean, I don't know why I always think about this. I wouldn't say I always think about this. I would say from time to time when I think about my friend's house and I think about this one person that I follow on Instagram that was friends. It's like your friends from middle school / high school.
Yeah.
One of them did that at our other friend's house.
Oh.
And I always think, and then the brother like caught them. I mean, it's almost like the beginning of a porn, but if you knew these people, it was so like...
I was thinking more like beginning of a rom-com where like the friend and the friend's brother
we
like
watch
really...
different shows and porn, I guess. Just
I'm
kidding.
not much of a porno.
I don't... I
I'm
mean,
not much of a-
I'm a slight porno, but not really.
Okay, nice.
I guess
Porn
like
hub?
not like a I'm gonna go download porn, but like I would appreciate I appreciate erotic films. That is such a drop. I appreciate erotic films.
I mean, you're so artsy. Like, get this girl
What
a
a
pass to
shithead.
Tribeca Film Fest
What an
right
absolute shithead! Oh no, I dropped a
now.
pistachio
You're
in the middle
like ready
of
to
that.
be a juror at Cannes.
Blah.
Because you
Oh,
love
speaking
erotic...
of juror,
Okay.
wow, early bad boy. I can't wait to talk about it.
Yeah. Did it arrive?
I'll tell you about it.
Oh, yep. Julia's going to be a star. She's going to be the, what's it called? 4-person.
Yeah. Believe it.
I can't wait to talk about it actually because I have so many thoughts. And low-key, like I wish it were me.
Then go move. Go call Ken then.
Wow. Okay.
Because that's what happens when you move. you
go
fucking
call
get
Ken.
jury
Oh my god!
service.
Imagine being on
I'm not going to ruin it.
Gypsy Rosarita's fucking jury though.
Oh, that won't happen.
No,
Why would that happen?
That would not happen because she has not committed a crime in Los Angeles County, but
Yeah.
someone was on her jury.
I guess so. That's true. And I wish I was them.
Yeah.
For $15 an hour from like a state. Bless you guys. Thanks for the money.
I mean, that's like Starbucks barista money, probably. No, probably less.
It's not even like an hour. It's a day.
A day?
Yeah, it's $15 a day. Did I say hour? That was a weird... No.
Wow, that's
day.
fucking rude. Anyway,
don't get
I think
paid
we're
for
good
that
in the
shit.
testicle, right?
Oh, yeah. We've tested this to death.
Another flawless testicle in the can.
Don't put this on the podcast because I thought it was a merkin. Anyway,
A merkin?
that's what it looked like.
Well, my name is Julia Davidovich, and one thing about me, when I take a slightly Ajar pee, you don't want to get your merkin wet.
Oh, my God. And, my name is Zoe Clark, and when I pee, I stay far away from the toilet, actually.
Oh, yeah.
I actually pee into something else, and then I put it into the toilet.
Yeah, you don't do that?
Not recently.
I mean, that's like a little bit more, it's a better use of my time.
She has a special Tupperware. I'm getting weird, but
When
it's
you
true.
pee in a public, well, whatever, look,
When I pee in a public, what?
bathroom.
What? No, I know what you meant.
When you pee in a public defender's mouth,
Yes.
do you squat over the toilet or do you do butt to seat?
I did a semi-eye roll, I'm sorry. But I was thinking of every fucking toilet in the world.
Then there are many.
I put one small slice down,
Oh, you do a slice.
and then I prop my ass on one side. So is that...
That is such a specific thing.
I feel like that's a very city thing to do. It's just like like I can't crouch. Who the fuck can crouch? There is no way. Hey, everyone that crouches, are you not getting
They're
pissed
spritzing.
everywhere?
No, they're spritzing.
You're
They're
psycho.
They're being selfish, to be
You're
honest.
crazy.
I'm
saying horrible words, but like, stop it.
no, but they should know. I do full cheek.
Bless you. Bless you for, just doing it.
It's called taking risks.
It depends on the bathroom, I will say. If it's like a semi-public, but if it's like a super public, if we're talking about Universal Studios bathroom, I am half-assing that.
Sometimes I make a judgment call. If I'm in there and it's nasty, I'll do the crouch and wipe sometimes.
I don't even know how people do it. I just can't even I feel like my peas are much too long to be able to crouch that long.
My name is for sure Julia Davidovich.
I can do like a side, and that's why I do a side. Like, can people please answer me? Do you do does anybody do this?
We should put a poll in a Bad Boy
How do
podcast on
you
that slick Instagram.
People are curious. I think.
Everyone needs. I mean, and this is a sort of assigned female at birth only question. Although I guess everyone shits in public bathrooms from time to time.
True.
But when you go and use
I mean, like, that's another thing. There's no way you can do that in shit. If you're shitting and crouching, you're honestly, I am so
shitting in a squat
curious.
is fucking.
That's nuts.
Talk about the Olympics.
I
Because,
mean, sure. I don't. No offense. Like, how is it possible without
they can't.
getting into like a deep squat?
No, they can't.
You would still be touching it.
No, they can't. You got.
I would be in the toilet
do
at that
cheek to
point.
seat at that point.
Yeah, it's just not possible. Anyone who tells you otherwise is lying.
Absolutely.
It's not
Well,
physically possible.
who's your bad boy on the block?
Wow, so many of them.
That's good.
Terrible, terrible time. One that I mentioned, I got a jury duty, whatever.
Summons.
Because, I'm one of those really smart people that I guess I didn't realize that when all that diatribe about DMV and my, fucking ID.
Oh, right.
Ugh.
Oh,
It
you
was
let
because,
them know.
when I moved originally, I never changed it on there. But it was also during pandemic, so, who knows? But the thing that I should have just changed online. Next time I will. Whenever I move next. I'll do it.
When have you been summoned for?
Literally the day I leave for Toronto.
Oh, so you don't have to do it.
No.
You get to defer.
I deferred it to October something, like the beginning of
Okay.
October, because
Okay, this is exciting. Do you
when
think
I
you would
get back-
Do you think you would get chosen?
I don't want to get chosen.
I always
Only
think
because,
about
I don't want $15 a day. That's
no.
annoying.
I mean, chances are likely it would be. First of all, I've never been on a jury. It sounds kind of. I just want to do it one time and then never again.
I'm gonna be very annoying about it. I'm gonna be like, and I have a podcast.
That's exactly what I was thinking. It's like if it's any sort of domestic abuse thing,
I'm
no.
like, I have a podcast.
I was like, I have a
called Bad Boy.
podcast talking about how much we hate men. Specifically,
It's like I have to
abusers.
find a nicer way to say it in that crowd, but yeah.
I think what I would say is if this is a domestic violence case, I'm going to have a hard time believing anybody but the victim. That's what I would say.
Yeah. I mean, no quest.
But, they would ask a question like, has anyone ever been domestically abused? I'm like, don't ask me that, you fucking freak.
I mean, if they really want me to answer that, baby, don't worry, I'll unleash.
For like the high profile cases, like the list of questions they have to ask, the list of questions that lawyers ask are so funny. Like I think there's like a housewife that's about to go on trial and the list of questions are like, have you ever watched a Bravo program? What are your thoughts? Yeah, it's like
Bravo program?
Well, because
I mean, that's so interesting.
they have to find somebody who's unbiased.
Guess what? I'm so incredibly biased. It's like
that's
the
the
thing
thing.
is like I should just wear a shirt that says I'm biased.
I'm so biased.
I don't know.
You're not going to find somebody more biased than me.
Yeah.
And I think that's what I would say to the lawyers.
And then on my back I'm going to say,
voir
and I
dire.
have a fucking life.
Ooh,
I'm just
yeah.
kidding.
Be like,
I
how
don't
about
wanna offend anyone.
$40 a day next time, bitch?
$40 a day. Kill me. Not worth it.
I do want to do it once.
I want to do it once when I have nothing better to do with my time, and
True.
when
Fair.
my work is paying for it, because it really should be mandatory, but it's not mandatory for your place of work to pay for it. So,
But it's
that's
mandatory
cool.
for us to fucking do it.
Yeah,
I don't know. I think I would, first of all, I would much rather be the star witness than part of the jury. I'd love
Yeah.
to witness a really bad crime and be like, then when I walk down the aisle in the courtroom, it's like me on my wedding day.
everyone's like, shh, shh.
And everyone's like, here she comes, here she comes. She's gonna really put the
Even though
nail
it's probably
in his
much
coffin.
more different. It's probably just like
Definitely.
it's just coughing.
They're like, she's going to put the nail in his coffin with this testimony. And I walk up and I'm so confident. And I look at the person who's wrong and I point at him and I say, he did it. And everyone cheers, right?
Yeah, I think that's feasible.
And then he takes a hit out on me and I die a hero.
I honestly think that could absolutely happen.
So,
You know what? Make it happen for Zoe.
seriously. So if you're listening to this podcast, commit a crime directly in front of me so I could testify at your trial.
I want a divorce.
Absolutely.
But just like one that went bad.
No,
my
really.
first one.
I don't want that. I don't want that. I don't want to witness a crime. That sounds like too much. Too much.
I don't want to witness a bad crime where anyone dies.
My bad boy is like, I was fucking sick this week.
Ugh.
I'm okay now.
Oh yeah, I forgot. You had a slight sickness that I did not receive.
Yeah.
So thanks for that.
Yeah. Jerry has not gotten sick either, but like, there were points where I'm like, is this COVID? And like, I took 1,000 tests and no cocaine. He's definitely had COVID multiple times.
Oh yeah.
He had COVID and like Ryan Anderson, Gypsy Rose's ex-husband is of course who we're talking about. He probably had COVID in January 2018.
Why is that so funny?
Because he would.
No cocaine.
It really doesn't sound like he's saying that at all, but it's so funny.
But he is,
He sound like he's ribbiting, but it's, he's a bit of a little frog, but I love him.
Yeah, I had a sore throat. I was sneezing up a storm. I was so fucking tired. And now I'm still taking my naps, but for the most part, I'm feeling better.
She's bounced back.
I've bounced back better than ever. So strong.
Having a cold is truly nuts. Especially
It's-
post-COVID, because you're like, well, this is going to kill me. And you're like, oh, no, this is just a cold. Oops.
Also, I'm probably so contagious. I've killed everyone I've ever met.
But then they're not even that contagious unless you, like, literally swap spit. Truly drop. That'll do it.
I
Everything
know.
else, no.
And the 17 people I've swapped spit with this week,
She's a serial smoocher.
I'm a serial smoocher, and they're all fine.
They're all fine.
Other than the herpes.
Well, you know what?
What?
Can herpes be COVID?
Email Diane.
Imagine if that's the next one. That'll be bad.
Uh,
I think that's what we deserve.
if it's that, if herpes becomes like airborne in that way,
Wow, I bet it could. That's my
Airborne
prediction for
herpes.
next year.
airborne herpes. My name is Boeing.
Wow,
I
that
don't know.
is basically. Oh,
Basically,
God.
I don't know. Yeah, I'm about to go on a plane. Oh yeah, I'm just skipping to my next bad boy, which like as I'm about to travel, I have like an annoying amount of food in my fridge where it's like not enough to get me through the next few days, but I can't do a full shop. But like, how do you even do this?
Email Diane. Are you just eating soup? What? I mean, like
It's
you may as
too
well just
hot
make
for soup.
I guess. I literally had soup yesterday, but it's too hot for soup. I had soup twice yesterday.
Like
What is my
gazpacho or,
problem?
like hot soup.
I just know I had tomato soup for lunch. It's not even the first time I had soup this week. And then for dinner, I had noodle soup. I had like kimchi,
Oh,
like a kimchi bowl.
kimchi bowl.
Noodle.
Was it cold though?
No.
Oh wow,
It was hot and sour as fuck.
you wild for
delish.
this.
and I was sweating while I was eating. I had to take off my glasses. It was a mess.
Oh, I hate when I have to take off my glasses to eat
was
or for
delicious,
anything because
I
I'm
gotta say.
sweating so bad.
It was like only like $13, and I was like, nothing is $13
Hey,
anymore.
that's a great price for a meal in Los Angeles.
Honestly, yeah.
That's like a half sandwich
That's half a sandwich
in most places, I would say.
in this neighborhood for sure.
What's your next bad boy?
Francis ruining my mohair. He decided to piss, and he's ruined it for life. Well, it was like a half ruined me. It was mostly because I did it on the wrong setting. I forgot. I did it on the wrong setting, or it was the product. That
The
what is it
anti-piss
called?
serum?
Yeah, but it's like this. Oh, it's like OxyClean, so it's like oxidizing shit.
Yeah.
So whatever it was turned my mohair into a felt, and like, I'm mad.
Yeah, you can't have nice things and a pet at the same time.
You just can't.
You
It
just can't.
sucks dick.
It really does.
And so I'm gonna try and repair it, but like, it's honestly not possible.
Well, you brush it out.
It's like more of like a pulley system.
Oh, it's a pulley system?
It's kind of annoying. Or like, I might try and drape it while it's wet, but it's like everything. I mean, it's more for sweaters. I think that it would be easier for a sweater, but like for a full fucking blanket,
Yeah, it's a
oh my god, it's like shrunk in half.
Because you also have to do both sides.
Pisses me off. And then what was my other bad boy? Oh god, this man,
What man?
this whole smirker.
There's a smirker?
Well, he smirked at me once because he was proud of himself. But
Ew.
so there's a guy that closes the gate to Griffith. Like there's the main, like if you just want to go up to the observatory and do the main hike or whatever.
Yeah.
So I'll
right.
like do the stairs up, and like really it is hell. It's absolute fucking hell. But then
I
you get
can't
up there and
believe
you're
you do it when
like,
it's so
I'll do
fucking
it.
hot out.
I do it at night, but I'll tell you why. And then I'm mad because I have to do it at night. But then, so I get to the top of the stairs. I'm like, whatever. And then I do my little, and you go up and you find the fucking entrance.
Sure.
And then this fucker a few weeks ago saw me coming up to the entrance, and he had just locked it because it was sundown. And I was like, and he smirked at me after he did it.
Yeah,
Like,
he's a push him off the fucking stairs.
I hate this guy. And I was like, okay.
Did you watch Big Little Lies?
Yeah.
You know
It's
how
been a
they
while.
pushed him down the stairs?
They did.
And that's how they killed him? You should do that with him.
Well, now there's incriminating evidence, so.
Oh, you're right.
I mean, now you know that I would absolutely.
Hey, if
roll
I
this guy
get and
down
if
the
I
hill.
get called for that jury, I'd be like, I don't know her,
I don't know this bitch. We have no history together.
and you won't be able to find it online. That's for sure. I mean, don't Google our names, but you won't be able to find it.
Please don't Google our names.
No,
together.
please don't Google our names.
You'll never find all of our podcasts together and work. But also like, and then this week, no, yesterday, I was up. I went to go do like a quickie picky,
okay.
and this time I even checked. It was like, when is fucking sunset? It said 7:52. I got there at 7:20. He fucking locked the gate already.
And he smirked at you or no?
No, he wasn't there. And this whole like
Wow.
German family came up after, and they were just like, but it's always open. I was like, I know this fucker's out to get me.
No,
Or
he,
someone
this is
else.
a personal. No, this is a personal,
Personal
vendetta.
vendetta.
Like he's a serial bad boy now, and the smirk is
hate
too
him.
much. He could have just been like,
Smirk's
"I'm
enough.
sorry." You know, he could have been nice about it.
Just let me exercise, you bitch.
Just let her exercise, you bitch. Now it has become personal, and I'll definitely keep an eye out for any smirkers on the loose.
He's got really wet hair, so you'll know who it is.
I hate to think about that. When you shower in the morning, do you? Oh, you don't really.
I don't really. I
You
honestly
blow
shower
dry.
at night now.
Oh, okay. Well,
What do you mean blow dry?
I mean, you don't leave the house with wet hair.
No, I mean, I would honestly, if I do my hair, I'd do it at night. I do it like
Why is that a faux pas though?
to what?
Leave the house with wet hair.
I don't know.
It's like, oh, I'm
People do it all
so
the
sorry I
time.
washed my hair, and you have to hear about it.
I used to do it all the time when I didn't care about my hair like being curly.
Right.
I would just let it do its thing. It's like, but like in the winter, it fucking sucks. That's when they say you're gonna get cold, or get a cold.
Well, in the winter,
They just turn into
when
little icicles.
in the winter in college when I was in Ohio, it would get so cold that like you would walk outside and your hair would freeze immediately.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah. I don't think
like an icicle.
that would happen if my hair was actually wet first.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah. I thought you meant just in general. I was like, is that fucking possible?
No, like after
Like,
you
why?
walk
Because
in,
of dippity doo.
Yeah, no. All right, should we move on to updates?
Yes.
Okay, first update. Huge badonkadonk to Aerosmith.
Aw, he's not dead, but
No, he's not dead
Donkey.
yet.
not the donk that I wanted.
Not the donk that you wanted, no. Aerosmith announces that they have retired from touring as
bad.
Steven Tyler's vocal injury will not recover. And I'm like, it sounds like he's had a vocal injury this entire time, though.
Yeah, you know what? Climb into hell, sir.
I know. Well, we made
Yuck.
love, we cried ourselves into early retirement, I guess.
Yeah. I mean,
The wickedly talented.
Steven Tyler.
Absolutely.
Just kidding. Untalented.
One of the biggest mouths I've ever seen.
Huge mouth.
Huge mouth. Huge, I'm going to assume, ego.
Oh my God.
Huge?
I really thought you were going to say it.
Carbon footprint?
Probably, yes.
Probably, yeah.
From his private jet. Does he have a private jet? I'll see if I
no.
can find it. If he does.
I don't think he does.
And if he doesn't,
You know what? He
put him in the
probably
slammer.
does like rent a like when they were touring, which they no longer will, which is so sad. I'm like so sad. I'm never gonna be able to see Aerosmith live. Nothing
so sad.
rattles me more. But I bet they like rented a PJ from like Lou Pearlman.
oh, you think so? Wow.
Yeah.
Perlman's playing, even though he absolutely is not alive.
No. But like I feel like they do rent. Like
Maybe.
some stars own their PJ. I feel like most rent their PJ.
Taylor Swift owns her PJ.
She owns her. I don't know if she still has two, but at one point she had two.
That's interesting news.
When I worked on a show, I worked on this a lot. And we'll say a high profile showrunner would have two Range Rovers running outside the lot so that when they wanted to get into it, it would already be cool.
Why two?
Right?
Why two?
Why two?
That's so strange.
Maybe for their assistant or for their like other, but the double made no
Dog?
sense, and people at the lot always complained about it and became a whole thing. Yeah, and so then they started like
disgusting.
parking the cars like across the street, but they kept them running. It was just so
Kept them
freaking
running?
unnecessary. Like they can call down and be like, "Hey, start the car. Rev up that engine. I'll be down in 2 minutes," and
it
it will
takes
get.
5 minutes max. Like, what
It
are
does
you
not need to
doing,
be
you maniac?
running constantly.
That's dumb. You're dumb.
And this was back in like 2013 when people cared way less about this stuff.
True.
And people were still mad.
That's really stupid.
It is.
That's just horrendous. I don't know. I hate celebrities now.
No,
they're
they're
all
horrible.
useless.
Okay.
Do you hear me?
Angelina Jolie.
Perfect person.
Her lawyers argued, or whatever, recently filed something that said Brad Pitt wanted her to sign an NDA specifically designed to force her to be silent about his abuse in their ongoing legal battle about the wine estate.
Wow.
And there was something where it was like, there was, you know how
So
she
he
sold.
admits it? Is that
Hello.
So you're saying-
So she she sold her part of the estate without like consulting with him, and that was a whole fucking to do. And now they're saying that she tried to sell it to him first or like do it the right way, but he wanted her to sign this NDA to not be able to talk about shit in order for that to go through, and then she ended up selling out from under him basically.
Interesting.
So I'm like, maybe what she did is illegal, but I still hate Brad Pitt.
Truly.
And by illegal, I mean like lawsuit illegal, not like crime illegal.
Yeah. It's not a big deal.
It's not a big deal.
That's not a big deal. She's Angelina Jolie.
I mean, and it just seems like nobody gives a shit that Brad Pitt abused everyone on an airplane, but I guess whatever.
You know what?
Now his kids
He's
are
out
coming
there.
out and being like, fuck this guy, though. And that's nice to see that when kids get older and they get their voice and they're no longer children that they can say, I hate my dad.
It is just weird seeing, like, this is the dumbest thing I'm ever going to say, but it is weird to see them all grown up.
It is. Like
just
Surrey
weird.
Cruz
Weird.
walking around like a full-blown adult.
It's so strange.
It's very
It feels
weird.
like a doll or something. Not like,
know.
and even that feels like condescending. Like you're like a little doll. But it's like if you see a child's face enough, especially when you don't even know, I'm never going to recognize them in a different light. I mean, other than when they were a child.
I also just feel like celebrity kids in the 90s were different.
So weird.
You know, it's like we feel like celebrity kids now, it's just different. Like when everything was through tabloids and like, I mean, the Angelina and Brad's kids were such a thing because everyone was like all up in their adoption story and making fun of her for adopting kids and all this shit, whatever. Not going to get into that. But I just feel like there's some celebrities from the 90s and aughts where like their children, it's just different than celebrity kids now is all I'm saying.
Yeah. Celebrity kids now are different for sure.
They're different.
I mean, damn.
Although I do feel that way about like Northwest being all grown up.
I forget. How old is Northwest now?
She's probably like 12.
I mean, she's not all grown up. She's literally a child. But
well,
like,
you know what I mean. But like, she's not a
but
baby.
But it is weird, like a 12-year-old celeb child versus like a 12-year-old. Like I was just hanging out with a 12-year-old yesterday because I hang out with 12-year-olds.
Hey,
but
don't
my
call
friend's
the cops.
child, who we saw for lunch. But it's just like, wow, you're in middle school.
Right.
That's nuts.
And when you talk to a 12-year-old, which I don't do that often because I'm not a creep, but when I do, I'm
So
like, wow, you
interesting.
really have like thoughts and opinions. Like in my mind, a 12-year-old is like
Yeah.
essentially 4, but that's not true.
And they're like very focused on things. And you're like, interesting. That's so interesting what you're focusing on right now.
Right.
I don't know. It's wild to see kids being programmed in front of you.
I hate to be this bitch, but I love teens.
Oh, gross. Okay. Yeah, I hate them too. I mean,
Like,
like
from-
them.
no, I
Wait,
love them.
do I like them? I don't know.
From like a sociological perspective, they're so interesting.
I guess.
I mean,
like,
don't isolate I love teens and like send me to the FBI, but I do find them to be
Zoe
just like
loves teens.
I love teens, but I just think like they're
Teen Talk
so
with Zoe.
they're funny.
I mean, yeah. I also. I mean, I saw 18 and a middle schooler, and like, interesting. Well, it was funny because the kid was like, they don't want to self-identify as a teen yet because they were 12,
Okay,
and they
fair.
liked being a tween. And I was like, I could not have disagreed more when I was a child.
You
I wanted to be
said that?
a teen so bad. Like, no, I didn't.
Oh.
But in my head, I was like, damn, I wanted to be as
Is
old
this
as possible
a
all
boy
the time.
12-year-old or a girl 12-year-old?
Boy. And then the girl is a little bit older.
Like 14.
But she's going into high school. Yeah.
Nightmare situation.
I mean, but she's very cool.
She's a cool
cat.
high schooler?
Well, I mean, I think she's cool. I don't know if she's actually cool. I'm sure she is in her own way. But she said something very funny, and she was like talking about middle school and was like, well, I peaked in grade 6, and then it was all downhill from there.
That's
I was
funny.
like, she's funny.
She's funny, so she'll be fine in high school. I mean, maybe not. It's kind of, I mean, if you're a 14-year-old and you can say I peaked in 6th grade, no, that means the next few years are going to be really bad.
I don't know.
I don't know. Email Diane. All right, let's move on to our bad boy of the week. He's definitely a Mr. Fuck Your Couch. I mean, there's no doubt about that.
yeah,
Except that
perfect.
whole thing was a lie, but still,
I guess. Was it all a lie? I didn't even follow up.
it
with
was
that.
all a lie.
Oh my god.
Somebody just like made it up on Twitter and then it took off. But this is what
So
happens on
weird.
Elon Musk's Twitter.
Elon Musk's Twitter is fun.
It's fun.
if
So
anything, it's fun.
he's a Mr. Fuck Your Couch. It's JD Vance, the vice presidential nominee for the Republican Party. A perfect man. He was born James Donald Bowman,
Perfect name.
but now he goes by James David Vance. So
Why?
I don't know. So his name is James David, and I just want to take this moment to say that I in my past I have dated an individual named JD, and
Interesting news.
Julia definitely was there the whole time.
Yeah, it was.
She was in the room watching. So it's been kind of nice watching a JD get dragged through the mud. It's been a little cathartic for me.
You never really get to see JDs get dragged through the mud, I
Exactly.
guess.
It's like kind of a stupid fucking name.
It's pretty random. Of
It's
a name.
pretty random. So it's just
I
like
mean, it's literally just initials, and like they're literally my initials, but like
they are your initials.
when you think about it, but at the same time,
But you
they're
don't
not
have-
my first 2 initials.
They're not your first 2 initials, so it's different. And it's just nice to be like, yeah, JD likes to fuck a couch. Like there's something really nice to be able to say that about.
And I do.
And think that like maybe I'm saying this about this guy I dated once.
And it feels good to you. That's all that matters. I keep looking at the pistachios, like I should have a pistachio, but
You know what?
I should
In
not.
like 30 minutes, you can fucking chug that bag.
I will.
Okay, so he was born August 2nd, 1984. He's a bit of a young gun.
Happy
he's,
birthday!
He's almost 40.
yesterday or 2. No,
Oh,
he is 40, yeah.
yesterday. He
Happy
turned 40
birthday
yesterday. Happy birthday to you. He is the he's a senator in Ohio, and he was elected in 2023, so he like just became the senator.
He was born in Kentucky, right?
No, he was born in Ohio.
Oh, really?
Well, Middletown, Ohio, which might be like, yeah, it's probably very close to Kentucky because it's in the Cincinnati metropolitan area.
Interesting.
So it is very close to Kentucky. He's a bit of a kooky guy. He obviously has all of the classic Republican views, but some of them are like way more extreme. Like he opposes abortion he had no exception for rape and incest. And he thinks that law enforcement should play a role in policing patients' medical decisions. Well, that's what Wikipedia said, which is basically he thinks that like if someone were to get an abortion, that there should be some sort of law enforcement intervention to, I don't know, consequence upon them.
Okay.
his big thing that people are latching onto is that like he's a critic of not having children, and he links it to sociopathy, and he feels like parents should have more votes than people without parents. I mean, people with children should have more votes than people without children.
Right.
So now, and he was like, the Democratic Party wants everyone to be fucking childless cat ladies. So now, of course, there's this whole like, I hate the way Democrats do shit like this, but now there's this whole like childless cat ladies for Kamala thing.
No, I know.
And I'm like, fine,
so
I get
weird.
it.
I know, it's like pink pussy hats, but like worse.
It's literally it's 2024 pussy hats.
It's like spinsters are cool. Shut up.
Yeah.
And it's like, I didn't say you weren't. But I mean, it's not that I didn't say that. It's just that like JD Vance had one like catchy thing, and it's like, life is so lame.
I know, but you can be honest and
whatever,
say that people without children don't deserve to vote.
Yeah, that's exactly what you meant.
Yeah.
But also there was he also thinks there should be lower taxes, or no, there should be higher taxes for for childless people.
Literally makes no sense.
Makes no sense. It's so dumb.
And you do get tax breaks for having children, don't you?
You do. I mean, I feel like there are more loopholes.
Yeah. So
when you have children. I mean,
JD, you're winning.
I don't know, man.
But at the same time, he like voted against IVF and called universal daycare class war against normal people. It genuinely...
What does that even fucking mean?
It just doesn't make any fucking sense to me. I know, like, making sense about all these ding-dongs, like, there's no reason for it.
I mean, it's weird that he is a millennial.
So weird.
So, like...
Because he's so ugly.
All millennials are hot.
It's true. We're supposed to be hot.
We're supposed to be hot. But also, like, I also just don't understand, like... What, like, I guess maybe he has a different way of speaking. He says, like, dumb things that people just pick up and run with because he will say dumb things people pick up and run with. I feel like generations before us were a little more careful. Well, maybe not Trump. Trump is not careful at all. He just says whatever he wants.
He does
I'm
not
talking
give
about
a fuck.
Democrats.
Trump does not give a fuck.
I guess. But, like, no, Trump is in his own league because he's not a politician. He's never been, like, an actual lifelong
he's
politician.
an entertainer.
Yeah.
And if you think about him that way, he's killing it.
But he's killing it in
He
an
is
entertainment
entertaining,
way,
you know?
but not in,
But
in the trad political sense. He's just like
a fucking nightmare.
he is a weirdo. He is the actual weirdo. But like listening to Trump, was it Trump that called him a weirdo?
No, that's
Who
like
was
the new
it?
Democrat line is like calling Trump and Vance weirdos.
Okay, real offensive, guys.
That's like their
But
big
okay.
thing, but it kind of is working in a way.
I
that,
thought
like,
it was Trump that literally said that because I was just like, that really sounds like something he would say.
it's true, but
A
I think
weirdo.
that's sort of what they're doing. But it does actually bother Trump that this is like. So I'm like, okay, you know what? The fact that it upsets him, I'm fine with it. You keep calling him weird, but like, let's not forget that these people are like fully Nazis. In 2016, JD Vance was an outspoken critic of Donald Trump, calling him reprehensible and America's Hitler, and he described himself as a never Trump guy.
That's so funny.
Well, look at you now, JD, how the tables have turned.
I'm so confused about him.
Okay, and then there's this blog post that he wrote in, I think, 2005. Mm-hmm. This is the thing about millennials running for Congress and shit. Like,
a bunch of this shit.
the
hanging
live
around.
journals, the blog spots, the Tumblrs, they're all going to come out to play, and everything we ever wrote is embarrassing as fuck.
It's true.
So this is a blog post he wrote. Needless to say, it was a crappy day, and I hate airports, and yesterday was incredibly emotional for me. I can honestly say that I felt more like a female than I think I ever have or ever will. I couldn't watch Garden State because New Jersey's landscape is so much like Ohio's. The music is so relevant to my life right now, and the story of a guy returning home, realizing that home isn't what it used to be, etc., made me want to tear up.
Good Lord. What is this about?
He's just a deeply relatable millennial.
Oh my God.
At the end of the day, you know, he can't watch.
And now he's out doing this shit. So there was a video of him talking to, I don't fucking remember who, someone on NBC about some shit. Well, about his memoir.
Oh, yeah.
Did you read about his memoir? I mean, like, sure, he had a rough life. Whatever. It sounds like
Yeah. Mom was a drug addict, blah, blah, blah,
blah, blah, blah, blah, blah. And it was sad. But the thing was, to see him be vulnerable was interesting. So I was like, oh, this is something I don't really get to see out of Republicans. Because I think this was before he was in politics at all. He was just a writer. Or whatever he was. Really. But like, it was, and they talked to his sister and stuff, and you're just like, okay, well, this will never happen again. I'm never going to see him like this ever. I mean, and then you see him as like kind of a hardened politician where you're just like, oh, this is a weird act. I'm also like, what is the deal with his wife? I guess they met at school because he went to Yale.
Yeah, they met at Yale. She's
Yikes.
Indian.
Yeah, I mean, girl, get out of there.
His kids are biracial.
But like, I don't
Wild.
understand. Is she conservative?
She must be.
It's so, I
She must
mean,
be.
how conservative can you be though?
I mean, you have to be pretty fucking conservative to be married to this lunatic.
I just don't get it. It just doesn't seem like he was always such a lunatic though.
I see what you're saying.
I just like it. What happened? I don't know.
He probably got a taste of that delicious power once he became a senator,
I guess so. That's probably what it is.
and it corrupts you.
He just becomes like a convenient conservative. It just to me, it was weird hearing him talk about his family and him not like, I don't know. Don't you understand why things like social
Like
services
social-
are like
yeah,
good
yeah.
and like, I don't know why we should put money into them, and everything that you stand for as a conservative doesn't really compute. I don't
Also,
know.
he's an army veteran, so he probably has a lot of government services
so
that
different.
other
Yeah. I mean,
that
it is.
non-veterans don't have. Like,
I heard that the military is very hard to leave, not just because, I mean,
you die in war.
yeah, not just because of that, but just because they do so much for you on
Yeah,
purpose.
yeah.
To keep
I mean,
you kind
Jerry
of
talks about it all
happy.
the time because he's a military brat, and he grew up on a military base
Mm-hmm.
until he was like 8 years old, and he was like, the medical care was the best I ever had. I just like every single time I had something wrong, I would just go into the place on the base. Like a doctor in frickin' army camo would do the shot, do the surgery, whatever. It was just like, it was social medicine. It was like everyone got the same treatment anytime there was something wrong.
I mean, when you provide that for your citizens, I guess maybe people feel taken care of. And I feel like
Maybe.
that's what people feel like when they're in the military to some extent. Of course, unless you're a woman or anybody who's not.
Unless
just
you're a
like
woman or
white
gay or
dude.
trans or anything like that.
Yeah. Anything else. But like, it's just, yeah, I don't know. I remember a neighbor telling me how hard it was for her leaving the military just because of just how much they provided for you.
And then you're out of it, and it's very hard to access those same benefits, and that's why, there's like real issues with veterans.
Yeah, it
And,
is
like,
really
houselessness and
hard
stuff.
to even do that as a human in general.
Yeah.
And not mess up
Yeah.
or just like fall behind. So I can't imagine for someone who's never did that in their life to be like, oh, I have to do my own taxes?
Right. I feel like once you become a politician, a senator, and you realize how you have to suck all these corporations' dicks in order for them to give them money for your reelection campaign, and I feel like the Senate is so cliquey. And it's like,
Yeah, it's also
which
cliquey.
clique are you in? Are you like the old Democrats? Are you the like super lefties? Are you the squad, like the AOC people? Are you in I mean, that's Congress, but still, it's like, it feels very cliquey and you're sort of like forced to pick a lane.
Women, will you please like me?
Absolutely.
I mean, it is like high school or whatever.
Yeah, it seems like
But
it.
I find that America's just like this overall too. It's way more like this.
Anyway, so back to his wild shit. A screenshot that from a tweet from February 2024 went viral with the post, "Maybe the internet was a mistake." And he wrote it above a headline that said, "Woman gets violated by dolphin and enjoys it." But the word woman and dolphin were bold. And when you search something in Twitter, the search terms show up in bold in the tweet. So people are
I see what you're saying.
surmising that
He was like,
we'll put it in
"Ugh."
Wilmer Sliderama. So people are assuming that he searched woman dolphin and then found this clip headlined "Woman gets violated by dolphin and enjoys it." So now there's this thing, like, after the couch fucking thing happened, which was a full-blown lie. Like, somebody literally made it up, which is so funny. But
The dolphin thing is just gross.
the dolphin thing, like, it is true that he tweeted that and that those things were bolded. But we don't know, like, did he find that screenshot elsewhere? Did he take the screenshot? We don't know.
So weird. Ooh.
And then when he was on the phone recently, this came out when he was on the phone with Trump discussing the vice presidency. And I guess Trump was calling him being like, "You're going to be my vice." His son was like in the background talking to him about JD's son was in the background talking to him about Pokemon, and he said to him, "Son, shut the hell up for 30 seconds about Pikachu." Iconic fathering.
I love it. Wait, was this broadcast somewhere?
No, I don't even know how it came out, but
That's just good.
I think he probably said it.
Shut the hell up about Pikachu.
He just says he says the weirdest shit. Like he was at a rally, and he was like,
Mountain Dew
I had a Mountain Dew earlier. Tomorrow the Democrats are probably going to say having a Mountain Dew is racist.
Nice
He loves
pour
Mountain
out.
Dew, I guess. That's like one
I
of his
bet he
things.
really loves
I
Mountain
bet
Dew.
he loves Mountain Dew.
The thing is, like, someone probably said that to him once, and he was like, "Whoa, that's funny." I'm
Yeah.
going to say that again, I
It's
think.
probably like every time I do something, the Democrats are going to say it's racist. But like now when I think about it, maybe being obsessed with Mountain Dew, it does feel a little
It
racist.
feels a little like, yeah, it feels like, at the very least, you're one of those dudes that wears those weird little, like, individual toe sandal things.
I was thinking more like camo Crocs
Oh, beautiful.
with like AR-15. What are the little bejeweled things you put in the Crocs?
Ooh, yeah.
yeah.
AR-15s.
AR-15s.
Wonder if they make that. If they do, I'll put them in the Slimer.
Absolutely
So they have
do.
little gun charms.
Gun charms for Crocs.
Gun
you
charms
know
for
they
Crocs. Because if they're not making them, we will.
do. Oh,
That's
new
what I
business
promise.
alert. Croc charms.
Croc charms that are guns.
Like ironic Croc charms.
They're hilarious.
They're going to be so funny.
Like, I don't actually like guns, but I do on my Crocs.
Absolutely. Okay, that's sort of the bulk of the JD Vance stuff. I mean, I'm sure there's more. I'm sure he's done and said horrible things about all sorts of fucking people.
I don't
He
know. I think he's
obviously
pretty great.
opposes gender affirming care and same sex marriage and gun control and all of that stuff. Like we know that already, because he's who he is. I guess he also said that he thinks Biden had weaponized the border policy against Trump's base in an attempt at mass retribution via fatal overdose. He's basically saying that
Shut up, bitch.
Biden being more lax at the border was a way to get fentanyl into Trump's base and kill them.
Well, don't call Ken.
Yeah, agreed. Go call Ken.
Go Ken, bitch. Go call Joe.
Go call Joe. Yeah, so that's basically JD Vance. In my opinion, ideal man.
You know what? Perfect guy. I don't think there's anything wrong with him.
No, I don't think
you know,
there's anything wrong with him. I think he's a delicious little turd.
if you're attracted to dolphins, keep it away from us.
He looks like a gopher when you think about it.
I haven't thought about it, but now I am.
We'll do a side-by-side and you guys can decide.
Bit of a gopher vibe.
Bit of a gopher vibe.
He definitely has that facial hair that people just did in the aughts. He kind of has a bit of the, like, smash mouth facial hair.
Oh, R.I.P.
Right, yeah, seriously, R.I.P.
Seriously,
Can't believe he's
R.I.P.
dead. And speaking of which,
They have not met yet.
not yet.
I think before the end of this, before November, they will have met at Mar-a-Lago.
Yeah, just passing by and be like, "Oh, that's that guy."
Oh,
And that's
no,
that
he
guy.
loves Mark.
Oh,
JD
thanks-
is fucking...
Oh, JD loves Mark, but
JD
does Mark
loves
know
Mark.
who JD even is?
Yeah, I think so, because he's voting for him.
Okay, all right. Well, he's definitely voting for him. But does he know him in the heart?
I don't think he knows him in the heart, but I do think he knows him in the voting booth.
In the booze.
In the booth.
I have quite the hangnail. I don't know if I'll undecided whether I want to put it in Slimer. It's
Oh,
kind of-
yeah, gross.
kind of
I don't
a
think you
jump
should.
scare.
Okay, who's your good boy this week?
Oh God, do I have any?
That's the fucking question. That's the fucking question.
So hard. I guess the butterfly is gonna crack out of her shell anytime now.
Okay, well,
Anytime the next 4 days.
well, we'll try to get a photo of something happening in there, and we'll put it in Slimer.
Yeah, I'll try.
Yeah, I
and
guess
figure
pillar
it out.
watches. They're still out there.
Still out there, hanging out, disappearing when they're going to make their cocoon, and I never see it happen. So, are they dead? Are they not? We'll
I
see.
really want you to get. Have you looked into cameras?
Yeah, but like, I also have a life.
Okay.
It's just that, like,
sorry, I
how do you
accused you of
position
not.
it like correctly? I don't even know.
I don't
We'll
know.
see.
We can. I'll.
It's hard.
Give
It
my
feels
2
like you'll have
cents.
to like do it from above.
Oh,
But then, even how to do that?
you could get a Mountie Doodle do.
A Mountie Doodle Ding Dong.
Exactly.
I guess so.
I don't think I have a good boy. I think I've just been sleeping all week and getting rid of my illness to get
Sleeping
ready to
off the
fucking
cold.
travel like a monster.
At least you got your cold out, so now you absolutely cannot catch one. She's going to Canada.
I'm going to Canada. I'm going to be at a lake.
Nice.
My mom sent me a picture of like a porcupine that I guess is like chilling by the
Is she
house.
already there?
Yeah, she's there.
Oh, she's just been hanging out the whole time.
No, she got there yesterday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I guess there's like a porcupine in like the tree next to the kitchen that's just like hanging out there. And I'm like, that's
so cute.
That's the vibe. It's very woodsy.
Wow, very woodsy. I'll be woodsy for a few days, but then we go up to Ottawa and then Montreal.
Yeah, it's in September though.
Yeah, it's in September. It's next month. But like, I'm just saying, it's still a Canada woodsy treat.
Yep.
gonna have a
It'll be
small
very
woodsy
green.
tree.
I'll show you after we get off the pod. I'll show you the pictures my mom sent, and you'll be like, "Oh, I get
And
it."
we're like, oh, porcupine. I don't think I've ever seen a porcupine in Ontario, actually.
"Oh, well, hey,
Unless it was at the zoo,
sure."
which we don't do anymore.
There's no more zoos in Ontario.
No, I just mean like, I don't go to a fucking zoo anymore. Like,
No,
what
no,
am I
no.
doing in a zoo?
I'd go to like an animal
Animal jail.
sanctuary.
Yeah.
My name is
different.
a really good liberal.
I'm an actual good person. My name is Diane.
Remember when I went to that wolf sanctuary a few years ago?
No, I don't actually. Now I forgot about it, but now I'm remembering because it wasn't kind of like tattoo related,
Don't call Ken.
but not
No.
really.
I mean, I do have a tattoo of a wolf on my arm, but that is unrelated to the wolf sanctuary I went to.
That's where was
It
the
was
wolf
cool.
sanctuary again?
It was like in 2 hours from here. It's like sort of in the desert.
How do they feel about humans? We'll put a
Oh.
picture of one in the Slimer, maybe.
We could put a picture of me with one of them in the Slimer. They love. I mean, they're like, it's like humans fuck with them. That's like
Right.
not like in a bad way.
Not
like
like in the JD Vance way, but
not
like
in a JD Vance way. Like
But like animals hang out with humans.
yeah,
and they're like dogs. in
there's
a
like
wolf form.
nice ones that they bring out to socialize with everyone, and then they're like the mean ones that they don't. A lot of them are like,
Like that one's snarly.
right.
We don't
they're-
like him out.
The sanctuary isn't like they're like rescued pets. Like people got a wolf as a pet.
There is a dog around here that looks like it's fucking like a wolf.
There
dude.
are wolf huskies
Oh.
that people have as pets that are legal, but having just like a wolf
It's
in your
part
house,
wolf though?
yeah.
Oh my.
But having just a wolf in your house is not legal. So I think a lot of them are that, and the other ones in the sanctuary are like wolves that were used in Hollywood for like movies and shit. That they were like, no. Okay, and let's do TV talk.
TV talk.
TV talk. Okay, I guess we should talk about Unsolved Mysteries.
Oh my god.
So there's a new episodes of Unsolved Mysteries just dropped. The first episode was about Jack the Ripper, but like who the fuck cares
Boring.
about that? That's like
That's not even like fuck
That's
off.
not a
That's like
mystery.
historically.
I know it's
What
from,
is
like,
this?
the 18 whatever the
And you make it the
shits.
first episode?
Who fucking
I didn't even
cares
watch
about
it.
this? I watched it and I was like so
I'll
bored.
fucking watch it
I
when
was
I'm
like
bored.
the second episode was about a woman in Canada who that was an interesting episode.
was
Julie
weird.
and I have different theories about it.
Yeah, I was kind of confused. I actually thought it was a rape situation. I don't know why I didn't think it was. I thought I missed the part where they were like it was not that.
Yeah, so basically what happened in the second episode was a woman in Canada, her husband was out of town at like his mommy's house.
Yeah, okay.
And she like super duper fell down the
He sure was.
Okay. There's evidence at gas stations that he was not there when she died. But I guess she did have like a sudden disconnect on the phone and then he never reached back out again for like
Which
48
is
hours.
the
which is weird.
strangest part to me. And then you just show up at the house like, guess I'll just find my girlfriend / wife or whatever she is down here. Oh shit, she's been in the basement for 2 nights?
Yeah.
Oh, what the heck?
And the crime scene was exceptionally bloody. I would say like the floor was absolutely covered in blood and it did seem like a violent crime.
It's like, do I put that thing in the Slimer that was like launched everywhere? Like they found this like ceramic item that was basically
a piggy
launched
bank.
everywhere. That's what it was.
Yeah.
We'll see if it's violent looking. If not, we'll put it on
Just
the
the
Slimer.
piggy bank isn't violent looking, but I think that
kind of
she
is.
tripped over her dog, fell down the stairs, bonked her head, and then struggled to stand up and then was like bleeding everywhere and was like swishing around the blood because she was trying to get up.
I
But
don't
she
think
was
that
wearing
would
slutty
happen.
underwear, so
I mean, it was not slutty.
my first thought was she's having an affair and that guy did it. But they found no one else's DNA down there, so
I really, for some reason, think that someone was hired to kill. I just like, I didn't believe the sincerity of the dude. I don't know why.
well, because why would you?
Um,
I did though.
but like the next episode,
Next episode, they found
much
a
better.
mummified head in the woods.
I mean, so wild.
A 15-year-old boy who has a feud with an old man, which literally makes no fucking sense.
It does though, because every old man has a feud with a 15-year-old boy.
Well, the old man thinks the 15-year-old boy stabbed his horse that wasn't even his horse.
I would stab that guy's horse, honestly.
Yeah, that
It
guy was a
annoying.
freaking lunatic.
No offense to the horse.
No,
And I wouldn't
Ginger
actually do
deserved
that.
better. But like, yeah, they found this like old lady's fucking mummified head in the woods, and they were like, "What is going on?" And that one really felt like perfect unsolved mysteries because it is unsolved, except for the fact that I think that old guy had something to do with it. But we still don't know who that woman is.
We still don't know who the woman is, even though they were like, maybe it was his mother who died years before. But like,
Right?
this man
Yeah.
was like dropping the dumbest hints. Obviously, he was like, there's a, they do these seminars where they teach people how to take apart bodies and stuff. There's always fucking body parts ending up here. Why would it's like somebody trying to weirdly absolve their guilt or like knowledge of something
And he failed
like
the
moving them in
polygraph.
another he was desperately, stupidly trying to move cops in another direction away from him, but
Well, he kept blaming the 15-year-old boy.
it's so dumb.
It's like, where's a 15-year-old?
And also failed 3 polygraph tests. I forget how many.
Yeah, he failed. I mean, like, and I don't know how I
failed
feel
one.
about polygraph tests, but I look at that guy and I'm like, yeah, you probably scooped up that lady's head and dropped it in the woods, to be honest.
Yeah, and then he absolutely killed himself.
And then he absolutely killed himself by
Probably
jumping
out
off
of
an
guilt.
overpass. But like, he did have a, what's it called? Telescope
Oh yeah.
pointed at the spot where the head was.
Bro.
Yeah,
come on.
no, absolutely.
It's like this
unhinged,
is not.
man.
This could not. The only unsolved part is that we don't know who this woman is.
And like, why she doesn't have a head.
But the other, I was just like, unless it was like a psycho situation, your mom or whatever. Like you kept your mom's head, but
Right.
then what? You also did like weird dental surgery,
No, but if they,
or oh no, do you think he just like got a head from like you went to one of those seminars and then
Yeah.
just like was fucking with it and doing like weird surgery?
I don't think he was doing weird surgery.
He was
I
just
think he got a
hanging out with
head
it?
from one of those seminars and put it in the woods to try and get that 15-year-old boy who he think killed his horse, that wasn't even his horse, to be in trouble.
Wow. Yeah, that sounds.
That's
absolutely
genuinely what I think
plausible.
happened. But it's an unsolved mystery.
I don't know. For some reason, I thought he was like practicing on it. And then when they like brought up the mom thing, I was like, his mom?
Yeah, he was weird because like this reporter guy was like interviewing him and he just kept saying things. He was like, "Yeah, my dead dog is in this cooler," and
Oh yeah, he like men of a certain age are very interesting, and maybe women are like this too. But like, maybe we just don't interview enough men of a certain age who could possibly be framed for a crime or an actual crime committer.
Yeah.
Who admits like Robert Durst,
yeah, weird guy.
weird guy.
But
Just
onto him.
will totally admit to their wrongdoers. Anyway, best show on television. sometimes.
Okay, I have another TV talk. You won't like it though, but maybe
I'm
one
gonna
of our
take a picture
listeners.
of you
will-
before
Oh,
I
right.
forget. Because genuinely, we forgot last time.
Yeah, we
That's the
forgot
only
last
reason
time.
we
It's fine.
kept it in there.
I watched a show called Tell Me Lies on Hulu.
Is it a children's thing? Not a child. Like I say it like it's creepy, but like teen drama.
A little bit.
It sounds like.
It is. It sort of has a Pretty Little Liars vibe, but it's about like a girl in college and she's like dating this guy and they have like a really toxic relationship.
Perfect.
And it takes place in like 2007.
Wow.
And the
perfect time
music-
for hair.
The music is so good. I mean, like,
Good show.
You know
I don't even know what was in 2007.
you know the Death Cab song?
Oh, dear.
Like, I'll Follow You Into the Dark.
Sure. No, I
Okay.
don't think I know.
Well, there's
that
like a
song.
full blown sex scene to that song. Also,
Oh,
there's
my.
a wild amount of doggy style in this show. It's a
Oh,
little
my.
porny, but
Okay.
I'm into it. So I don't know if you like Pretty Little Liars, if you like shows like that.
So it's like Euphoria, but like
Yes.
less whimsical.
It's like Euphoria, but less.
But also, I did not watch Euphoria. This
It's like
is just
less
what I've
prestige.
surmised.
It's a little bit more like shiny than Euphoria. It's not as like.
Sorry, did that sound?
It's
but
okay.
like it's very loud.
It's not as like. But yeah, kind of
Not
like
as
that.
smoochy.
But it's college, and there's a lot of sex.
Oh well, I don't need to see that personally.
No, you're not. You would hate it.
Yeah, you're right. I would hate that.
But if anyone's watched it, please DM me because I need to talk about it with somebody.
Oh God, I mean, you know what? Not my vibe. But Diane, she would watch every single episode.
She
Is
would.
it new this year?
It actually came out in 2022.
Listen, basically, a COVID product, or not really.
It was probably filmed during COVID.
Think so?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so. Because it
Yeah.
would take about that time.
Yeah. That's it.
Any
Any more
more
TV
TV
talks?
What did I watch? I mean, there's the 90 Day Fiance that started where they have
Oh,
like
in the
the
house?
weird tell-all in the house. It's so strange. Big Ed is there. Why?
Is
Disgusting.
he on the season?
Oh yeah, he's there.
Oh,
But like
okay.
they broke up. But so why is he there?
For the TV time. TV time.
TV time, drama. So yeah, he's there. What other garbage am I watching? I feel like I didn't watch much else other than like My Sweet Sweet Unsolved Mysteries.
Yep. Delicious.
And
the Olympics. I watched a lot of Olympics.
yeah,
You don't
you're
fuck with
big.
that, but I watched the Olympics.
And then this is the time in the Olympics where I'm like, should I start watching it? And then it's pretty much over.
Yeah, it's over in a week. You still have time, but you know.
I guess I do.
You can
Canada
watch...
doesn't place. That's why I realized I don't really care about
There's
the
a
Summer
really
Olympics
good
as much.
Canadian swimmer.
Oh, right.
Summer McIntosh.
Bronzer?
What?
Did we get a bronze?
I think she got a gold.
Listen, congrats to you.
Summer McIntosh. She's like a phenom. She's 17. Incredible swimmer.
Sounds so Scottish.
It does, but also Canadian in a way.
Yeah, well, yeah, totally.
Okay, well, that's it. Email Diane at badboypod.com. Your bad boys on the block, your good boys, your pistachios, your funny little surprises. Shop.badboypod.com if you want. Follow us at Bad Boy Podcast because you know it's good.
Because you're worth it.
Because you're worth it. And actually,
Oh.
Leave us a 5-star review.
Oh, yeah. Why
Podcast,
not? Because you're
Spotify.
worth it also.
Because you're worth it, and so are we. You know, we're worth it as well.
Mostly. Mostly it's us.
And now I'm going to go do like a really pathetic amount of grocery shopping because I have like 3 days to eat it.
You'll just get some like little like a little salad box. Get
Yeah,
one box of salad.
I'll get a salad box.
You can make so many little eggy salad things.
Yeah, I'll make an eggy salad.
That's all I can think of, really. Just like get like one Persian cucumber,
I'm definitely
one
gonna get a
box of
cucumber.
salad, one tiny thing of like. I'm telling you how to shop. You shouldn't listen to me.
Well, I'm going to get some things that will still be good. I'm going to get bananas and I'll freeze. Whatever. This isn't interesting.
There's no way you can get bananas. What are you talking
I'm
about?
going to get bananas and I'll freeze the ones that because
You freeze bananas?
I use them in smoothies.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah.
So I'll get bananas and I'll have them, and then when it's time to
I
leave,
thought you
I'll
meant to
freeze
like
them.
eat and wait, you unfreeze them to eat like a regular banana?
No.
Okay, that would be nuts.
I'll just.
I
put them
really
in.
thought that's what you meant.
I'll just
But
use
to blend
those
it
in a
up.
smoothie.
Have you ever tried cutting them and then freezing them?
That's probably what I would do
I like that.
as like a little treat.
They're like, well, no, I mean I put them in smoothies, but it's like
okay.
it's like they're like banana ice cubes. And then they
Delish.
kind of break down easier instead of just being that huge like hog.
Huge- Yeah. Okay,
Like,
you're right.
It's like
I'll
a
cut
big
'em.
cock. It's like a big banana
I'll cut them
hard
so it's not a
cock.
big cock.
Hard banana cock. Anyway, have a fantastic Thursday.
Oh yeah,
hard
we won't
banana
be here
cock.
next week. Bye.
Oh yeah, bye.
Brought to you by Lady Parts.